So first up, we need to talk about electric gear hacking and how it could be used to sabotage professional cycling. And this actually makes me think about the millions of times that Cavendish has been in a sprint and then he's pulled up and complained about his bike. And now it all makes sense.
Do you also believe the Earth is flat?
No. It's a cube, obviously. So basically, some researchers in the US have found a weakness in Shimano's wireless shifting software, which meant someone could potentially hack into your gearing and remote control it. They uncovered a simple technique that would allow a hacker to send a radio signal to a bike up to 30 feet away. So I think that's about 10 meters, isn't it? The hacker would then have full control of the derailleurs and be able to shift gears or lock the gearing so you couldn't shift at all. And they could also target multiple bikes at once using the method. The researchers warned that this weakness could be exploited in professional cycling to sabotage competitors. As we know, Cav has complained about this numerous times, not literally, of course. In their report, they described it as a different kind of doping, one that leaves no trace.
I feel like you can only get away with this trick a couple of times, can't you? I feel it leaves a bit of a trace. Or do you just think that it's just your gears are crap, your bike's crap? And then
Yeah, it's probably that. It's a subtle... whoop.
Well, I feel like a lot of people have complained about SRAM shifting for quite some time, and now we know why.
Nick has done this on group rides. Nick is the guy who runs a bike shop nearby. He's been in these videos before. He loves a bit of SRAM. He'll sell customers SRAM, but then he has the app, doesn't he? So he can program it exactly how he wants. And he's put people's droppers, and customers who are friends. May I just point this out? So he can get away with this.
Because you can't bully strangers, but you can bully your friends.
Yeah, you bully your friends, that's fine. He's done people's dropper posts, because you get the axis dropper, and you can wirelessly make someone's dropper go up and down as you're riding. I don't think it can be programmed to two things. So he must have redone it when they were waiting to go for the ride at the shop.
It feels like a self-sabotage, though, because you'd just be like, oh, this SRAM stuff's rubbish, give me Shimano
No,
instead.
because then he gets them to crash, and then they break their bikes, and then they have to pay for new bikes, bike parts.
So the study focused on Shimano because it's the largest market share, but they said that other brands of wireless shifters may be vulnerable to similar hacking techniques. Thankfully, they shared their research with Shimano, which has worked to develop a software patch to enhance security. And Shimano has already shared this with pro teams, and there is going to be an update for consumers coming late August.
Yeah, it might have already happened. I don't know. I don't do, as we know, I don't do electronic shifters. So I don't know. It might have already come out. Maybe you can tell us in the comments if you have it. And if there is a software update, do it, because someone might try to hack your gears.
You're assuming people update the software of their bikes.
I actually
have you done it?
It was in the Tour de France phase, and we were watching all of the shows, and one of the things that I did that day was go through all of my bikes and update everything. And I updated all of my SRAM stuff for the first time in about 2 years, and it is actually made a difference. Legitimately made a difference.
I just keep the same as my. I treat all technology the same. My MacBook, as you know, I don't even switch it off. So I just wait until it stops working.
I'm the same.
And then you go, restart. And you go, wow, this is amazing. And then it's like software update. It's been software update for 6 months now. It's probably 10 different versions that I could update.
And this is why both of you constantly complain to me about your computers not being good enough.
It should do it automatically.
You're like, Premiere Pro's rubbish. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
No,
2024. It should do it for you. I don't want to do extra work on top of my work.
What's the extra
work? I want to sit down and do work.
What's the extra work?
Pressing a button that says update system software and then waiting for the bar and all of that stuff.
You just set it to automatically do it overnight.
Yeah, it's on automatic. It doesn't do it.
No, you're wrong.
I'm right.
Oh, we should point out as well, something that the researchers said was that it was a cautionary tale about adding wireless tech to stuff like garage doors, bikes, cars, etc.
That's really interesting, because I'm kind of in this phase, and I feel like there's going to be some people out there. I'm kind of becoming anti-tech again, or not again, but I'm kind of I feel like there's too much tech now. It annoys me that I have to have a smartphone, otherwise I can't do things like banking, and I can't buy stuff online. It annoys me if I go on Facebook on a different browser and it says we've pinged a thing to your phone, and I'm like, well, that phone number's about 14 years out of date, so I'm basically never getting to Facebook again. I think there's too much tech. I think we're getting out of hand. It's not going to be long, and we're going to have chips in our hands and little plugins in our brains.
This reminds me of the Simpsons meme of like old man yells at cloud.
Yeah. But Francis will be the one which is like, yeah, put the chip in my head so I don't have to ever pay for something and it just happens automatically.
As long as it updates on its own.
As long as it updates on its own, yeah. I want a better volume for just volume in general. You know, like
volume,
the loudness of sound. Yeah, like I'll be playing music and then to adjust the volume, which used to be whoop, a twist,
a button.
Now it's
a dial even.
Or it's boop, 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 on the touch screen, like you're just trying to swipe it.
Why didn't you just like go, Siri, turn down volume?
I've never talked to Siri before.
There you go. my phone just came up and said, okay, media will play softer.
Nice.
Oh, how
do you ever say, I do have an Alexa, and I say thank you to it, just in case AI takes over the world. I've always been polite. So maybe it will spare me.
See, I'm polite to my tech.
Yeah.
Not for that reason, but just because it feels appropriate. How British.
Me and you will be the only ones protected. And so we can...
But it would be like, I've set your alarm for 7 a.m. I'm like, oh, thanks. That's very kind of you.